Welcome to the Keep Your Cool Mama podcast, where it's all about you, Mama. I am your host, Sheila. I am here to help the busy, overwhelmed mom reclaim her sanity, balance motherhood, her self-care, and to unapologetically grow. I am so happy you are here and hope you plan to stay a while. Kick your feet up, sit back, relax, so we can focus on you. Let's go, cool mama. Hey, cool mamas. This is Sheila, and you are listening to episode 46 of the Keep Your Cool Mama podcast. Hey, girl. Oh my gosh, it has been so long. I can't even remember the last time I posted an episode. Life has really been lifing. Life has changed. Life looks different. The kids are growing so fast. How are you? I hope that everything in your life is going well. And you know, as always, if it is not, I'm sending all of my love and my prayers to you. And today I just wanted to talk about change. Change in motherhood. Change when it's necessary. Change when you're searching for it. Change when you just want to see something different for yourself because it's been the same for so long. Let's go ahead and talk about that today. So, change for me lately has been looking like there's just something more that I want out of life for myself. I've spent all of my time and all of my energy making sure that my children are taken care of, and nothing about that has changed. That's still the same. But sometime last year, I was just really contemplating on what it was that I really want to do with my life based on what it is that God is calling me to do. And upon having several conversations where God confirmed, I've gone back to school and I'm going for psychology. And my desire is to be a child psychologist. It just makes sense. Everything aligns as to why this is what I'm supposed to be doing, why it has always made sense. That's a story for another day, but that's what I'm doing. I've been back in school since January, and it has been an absolute joy. As challenging as it has been because motherhood, because wifehood, because adulthood, it has been challenging, but those challenges, it just it makes me realize what matters to me the most. And this new career change that I'm looking to go into, it's not just for me, it's what the Lord is calling me to do. And I'm excited about it. And the weird thing about it is, this may sound weird, but the weird thing about it is, it has felt like a different type of self-care that I've never witnessed before. Thinking about myself in this way is just different. Now, granted, I do have a bachelor's degree in business that I pursued. At my graduation. I graduated back in 2012. I haven't done much with that degree, and I think that that is because I'm not really doing what it is that I want to do. And when I obtained that degree, my oldest sons were pretty young. My oldest son was actually going about to head to kindergarten, so they were really young. And as of right now, my two oldest are 15 and 16 years old, and my youngest son is 9 years old. Things just look different right now, but that change was necessary for me, and I was up for the challenge. And one thing I know about challenge is when God has granted you the opportunity to do something different that is aligned with what He has in His will and what He wants for you, He will make sure that you have the time and the energy to get those things done. There were a few things that I needed to change about myself There were a few things that I needed to change about my environment in order to make sure that this change that is occurring is good for me and good for everybody around me. There were just some adjustments that I needed to make. I needed to make sure that my self-care was turned up to 1,000. I'm still working on that, but I'm doing very well at it. I do have to pat myself on the back. I'm doing my very best to make sure that I'm giving myself the love and the attention that I deserve. The level of just self-awareness that I need to have of when self-care is needed, self-awareness of when I'm just, stressed out and need to take a moment to myself, that needed to change. I needed to pay attention to my health, make sure that I was going to my doctor's appointments and doing the things that I need to do to make sure that I'm okay, because I'm taking on an extra load now, which means that that's added stress. There's good stress and there's bad stress, but the reality is stress is stress. So I need to make sure that my body is well. I need to make sure that I'm eating well. I had to change my eating habits for several reasons. That's a story for another day as well. But for the sake of this podcast and talking about change, I had to change my diet. And with changing my diet, I have more energy. There's more clarity in my thoughts. And, there's a lot of reading that I have to do, a lot of writing that I have to do, a lot of studying that I have to do. And if I'm not eating right, my mind isn't right. And I noticed that needed to change early on into the process. But I'm getting a hold of that now, and I can see the difference. And another thing that needed to change is making sure that I am in tune with God and what He is telling me to do step by step. Because I'm going back to school, because God has told me to go back to school, I need to stay close to Him. And that means that my relationship with Him has to be first. That means that I need to spend time with Him consistently. That means that it just can't be a fly-by-night type situation. Like, our relationship has to be solid. And while there is always room for improvement, I do know that I am taking it seriously by, just making sure that I'm staying in the Word, that I'm staying in prayer daily, that I'm in my devotional time, my devotion time with Him, and singing His praises and doing all the things. And another thing about with my mental health, that is helping me to make sure that I'm in line with everything else when it comes to like God and my health and all of those things, my physical health. And so I'm doing that by staying in therapy, making sure that I'm fleshing out all of those emotions that need to be fleshed out, all of those feelings, all of those things that I need to talk about. The new change that has come about, I need to process those things. And another thing with mental health is me making sure that I'm journaling. I've been journaling consistently. One of the things that I was insisting upon this year was making sure that I journal daily. I started off pretty good. I've gotten to every other day, but the main goal is just to make sure that I am writing down my feelings. I know what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling it, and I can talk about those things with God in prayer. I use journaling as prayer time as well. I can talk about those things in therapy. I can flesh those things out on paper before I talk about them with my children, my husband, my mom, my sister, my friends, like whoever it is. That's a big mental health tool that I've been using, is journaling. So there were just a lot of things that needed to change within the process of the change. So I just want to encourage you today, if you feel like there is a change that you want to make in your life, but you're just not sure where to start, you feel like you're just all over the place as a mom, you don't know just how to begin, start with God. Ask Him to show you the way. Ask Him to reveal to you who it is that you are supposed to speak to. What is the first step that you're supposed to take? How are you supposed to go about it? Or what change am I even supposed to make? He will answer you. And I want you to remember that God answers us in so many different ways. So that means that we have to stay vigilant in making sure that we are paying attention to what's going on around us, and not only looking for the answers that we want, but looking for the answers and however God chooses to reveal those answers to us. That may be through conversations with friends. That may be with your alone time with God. That may be through His Word. Just really pay attention to how He is speaking to you. And if you don't know how God speaks to you, you can ask Him to reveal to you. Like, Lord, please just make it clear and plain to me. How do you speak to me? And help me to understand your voice. Help me to be familiar with your voice. And I will say, one way to be familiar with God's voice is spending quality time with Him often, daily. The more you spend time with the ones that you love, the more familiar you become with them. So if you want to get more familiar with God's voice and not have to constantly say, was that you? Was that you? Spend more time with Him. Trust me, I understand. That is something that I have had to work through with my relationship with Christ, and it is evolving. It is ever changing. But I do know that when I spend more time with Him, He is very clear in helping me to understand the things that I am in need of understanding. He will not fail you. He never has, and He never will. So whatever change it is that you are looking to make in your life, just start with God and ask Him to give you the capacity to continue on. Ask Him to give you the mental clarity. Ask Him to provide you with the resources, because it's already there. A lot of the times the Lord just wants us to simply ask and to reach out to Him and make it known that we need Him and that we can't do this on our own. So whatever change that it is that you are trying to make in your life, I'm believing that that change will work out for your good. I'm believing that God will lead and direct you on your path. And I'm believing that it will happen for you, whatever that may be. I hope that you are doing well. I will be back with another episode, but I wanted to pop in just to let you know that change is good. It can be a good thing, and it is possible even when you are a mom. So I love you. I will talk to you soon, and have a good one, okay? Bye, cool mamas.